Hello students, today we are going to start the third lesson of the 7th standard general science, that is properties of natural resources. In the 6th standard you have learnt what are natural resources. The elements which are available in nature that fulfills the basic needs of the living things are known as natural resources. What are the main three natural resources? Air, water and land. So in this lesson we are going to learn the properties of that three main natural resources, air, water and land. Okay. Here first two questions are given to you. First one is, which are the gases present in the air? Can you tell? Which are the gases present in the air? Carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen, 6 inert gases, etc. are the gases that are present in the air. Why is air called a homogeneous mixture? Because the constituents of air are in the same state, means all are in the gaseous states. Second question is, what are the uses of various gases in the air? That question you have to solve at your own. Just I will tell you two main gases and their uses. First one is oxygen. It is used for breathing by the all living things, and second is the carbon dioxide, that is used by the plants for the production of the food by the photosynthesis process, right? So the first natural resources, that is air, we are going to see the properties of the air. Air is all around us. We cannot see it, yet we feel the presence of the air. When we inhale, air is taken in through the nose. If we blow on our hand through our lips, we can feel the air. Here one experiment is told to you. Take a stick from a broom or a paper or plastic straw, tie a thread at its center and hang it so that it remains horizontal. You have to take one stick and you have to tie a thread at its center and you have to hang it so that it can remain horizontal. Next, you have to tie two rubber balloons of the same size at the two ends of the stick. See to it that the stick remains horizontal. After tying the two balloons also, the stick should remain horizontal. You have to take the two same size balloons to tie. Okay. Now remove one balloon, inflate it and tie it again at its original position. You have to remove one balloon, then you have to inflate it, tie a knot on it, and then you have to tie that balloon to its original position. Does the stick remain horizontal? The stick goes down on the side of the inflated balloon. The side at which the inflated balloon is there, that side of the stick will go down, right? This means that air has weight. Air is a mixture of gases, therefore, like all other matter, it has mass and weight. Second is, take an injection syringe without the needle. Pull its piston and observe it as you do so. You have to take one injection syringe without a needle. Pull its piston and observe. When you are going to pull the piston, that time it is easy to pull the piston, and when you are going to pull the piston, it will not go again to its original position, right? The position can be pulled out, the piston can be pulled out easily. The piston then remains in that position even if you let it go. Means when you are going to pull the piston, it can be pulled easily, and when you have pulled it, it will remain there only, it will not go to its original position. Now close the inlet hole of the syringe tightly with your thumb, pull the piston and let it go. Now next what you have to do, you have to keep your thumb on the inlet hole of the syringe, and then you have to pull the piston and then let it go. Is the force required to pull out the piston more or less than before? When you are closing the inlet hole of the syringe, at that time you have to apply more force to pull the piston. And next question is, does the piston remain as it is after you let it go? And when you are closing the inlet hole and you are allowing the piston to go to its original position, it is easily going there. means it is not remaining at the pulled position, it will go to its original position. The molecules of the gases in the air are in constant motion. They are not at one place. All the molecules of the gases are in the motion. When these molecules strike a body, they create pressure on the body. Means whenever the molecules of the gases will strike on any body, they will create a pressure, and this pressure of the air that we call atmospheric pressure. Next is, on pulling the piston with the inlet hole of the syringe closed, more space become available to the air in the syringe. Means when you are closing the pistons, when you are closing the inlet hole of the syringe and then you are pulling the piston, at that time whatever air is there inside that syringe, there will be a lot of space for that air, and that's why the air becomes rarefied. As a result, the pressure of the air in the syringe is lower. As the space is more and air is less, that is rarefied, so the air pressure of the air inside the syringe is lower. Comparatively, the pressure of outside air is very high. That is why when the pulled out piston is released, it immediately pushed in. Means whatever pressure is outside, that is more, and the pressure of the air inside the syringe is less. That's why the piston is the piston is released, it immediately pushed in. If this experiment is related, holding the syringe in different positions like vertical, horizontal or inclined, the position is found to go into the same extent in all cases. Means if you are holding the syringe vertical, horizontal or inclined, then also the piston is found to go in the same extent in all cases. Means everywhere the atmospheric pressure is same. From this we can infer that atmospheric pressure is the same in all the direction. Okay students, for today this much is okay. In this part we have learned what is atmospheric pressure, and the atmospheric pressure is same in all the directions. Okay, the remaining part we will see in the next lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.